We believe health is the foundation that unlocks freedom. The freedom to live fully, to be an asset and not a burden, and to chase what truly matters. Through daily practices and proven frameworks, we are here to help you build deep health, find lasting peace, and live with your heart on fire. Welcome to the chase. Hello and welcome back to the show. Hello, Ben. How are you?
Hey, Patrick. I'm doing good.
First episode of our new year. I know it's not the actual first. It's not the first of the year, but we took a little break over the holidays. So this is the first time you and I are back. And not that this matters to anybody but me, but welcome to season 5 of Chasing Excellence.
Oh,
Yeah.
What do we mean by season? What's a season?
That's what I mean. Is it's completely arbitrary. It's just my organizational systems. But like for the first 3 years, it was just like it was season 1. And then when we started doing a slightly different format over the last couple of years, I would just that would be the beginning of a new season, and a new season, a new season. So this is
like
5.
Chasing Excellence 5.0.
Sure.
But how many years have we been doing this? We started this in
2016.
Woo, we're almost to our 10-year anniversary.
I know. We should do something special. We'll get
What
there
is the
eventually.
special thing we do for our 10-year podcast anniversary?
I don't know. I don't think a lot of people make it. to
Send
10 years,
us
so-
your thoughts.
Yeah, there you go. And let us know if you've been listening this whole time. Every once in a while, people will tell me that they've been listening from the beginning, and God love you. That's actually a decent segue to what we're talking about here, because what I wanted to do, welcoming into our new year, welcome into this new season, I wanted to zoom all the way out, and I wanted to have a conversation that encompasses a lot of the things we talk about, and maybe connect some dots between some of those ideas, some of those strategies or frameworks, things that we talk about all the time that maybe we haven't yet done the best job of connecting. One thing we talk about all the time is beginning with the end in mind, right? And so I want to talk about what the end in mind is for you and I as we have this conversation, as we've had this conversation over the last, again, whatever it was, 7, 8, 9 years. And obviously it's changed. It's changed a ton since when we began and today. And so I wanted to ground us, again, entering into this new year with like, what is the end in mind? And specifically, what is the end in mind, and how does it connect to the things we do often talk about here, whether that's thrusters and pull-ups, whether that's carbohydrates, whether that's sleeping 8 hours, awareness, intention, action, the mindset continuum. Where do all of these things fit into the broader framework of chasing excellence? And so to begin the conversation around how we begin with the end in mind, the thing that you and I have, with intention, but also just with growth and age and time, have come to is the end in mind for us is really peace of mind. It's really being able to do the best we can to live with the deathbed exercise in our mind. And so I want to start there. I want to start with peace of mind and the deathbed exercise. And then I want to move us all the way back down to the 5 factors of health, which is what we do talk about quite a bit. So let's begin with peace of mind. Why is that the thing that our argument, that the case we're trying to make, is the thing we should all be chasing?
How do we get from sleeping 8 hours, thrusters and pull-ups and carbohydrates all the way to this peace of mind?
Yeah.
So I think it's a great conversation, because if we don't connect those dots, they can seem very disparate, unconnected, and honestly, if we were to just follow the reason most people are doing thrusters and pull-ups and limiting carbohydrates, they are not connected.
Yep.
We are saying that they are very, very much connected, and they are the means, the mechanisms, the tools, and the daily practices to get there. So this idea that the end game, the thing that we're trying to strive towards, is peace of mind. The contention is that this is the shared human pursuit. That what we are all actually striving for is what we tend to experience as very fleeting, very small moments. Most of us live with more persistent levels of pain, uncertainty, angst, anxiety, stress, guilt. And every now and then we get these little moments of clarity, calm, and peace. What our our shared purpose of this 10-year now conversation is to bring to light the ways in which we can experience those in greater portions. Mm-hmm. Instead of slivers, we get pieces. Instead of pieces, they become the majority. We will never get to where it is constant and forever. Like, that just is not the case. Even if you are a monk who has dedicated their lives to creating peace of mind, which is what they do. This is what they are trying to do.
Yep.
And they are the ones that have done this the best of all. They still have moments of self-doubt and stress and anxiety. It's a natural part of life, so we have to accept that part of it. But with the right work, with the right intention, with the right practices and frameworks in place, can we bring more to our lives? And I like what you said. What we're actually trying to do here is that deathbed experience, is when we look back on our lives at that moment, can we have peace of mind? Because if we can have that, to me, we have a well-lived life.
Yeah.
If that is the shared human goal, if we were to put everything together and go back a few dominoes, if we have these few moments of like feeling awesome, and usually that comes when like you get a raise, you feel awesome, right? It's a beautiful sunny day and you feel awesome. Someone says something really nice about you, you feel awesome. You get an award, you feel awesome. Those are short-lived little hits of, the number of different hormones for different reasons, whether it's oxytocin, endorphins, dopamine, serotonin. They all feel really good, and they come in different ways. But the big thing that they would all have in common is they would give you peace of mind. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, we just want to set our lives up to where that is, we have more opportunities for that. And unlike a lot of those, which if it's more like the pirate ship ride or the pendulum, if it swings one way, it actually swings really far the opposite way. We're trying to create a more sustainable level of that so we don't get the high spikes and big troughs. We're just getting this constant low level of peace of mind. So that is the goal. Basically be, as Michael Singer would say, what we're trying to be is a bird on a still lake. Right? Mm-hmm. That's peace. That's calm. That's nice. I have options. I can fly away. I could go swim deep down for food. If you're in this tumultuous ocean in a storm, nobody wants that. And this is where people go like, I want to achieve more. I want a more salary, because when you do that and you get more earning power, that gives you peace of mind for a moment. Then your expenses rise, your responsibility goes up, and it goes away, right?
Yeah.
You win the championship. You feel awesome for a moment until it's time to go back to work. It's very similar to you win the championship, and then shortly after you win the championship, all those same insecurities pop up, and you have to go back to the grindstone just to prove yourself again, to get that feeling again for that fleeting moment. Mm-hmm. So instead of chasing all these little things here or there, let's just create the more sustainable model for greater levels or greater chances of peace of mind.
Yeah, I like that. And for the first time, a thought popped in my head as you were talking there, which is like what we're trying to do is build context-independent peace of mind, right? Peace of mind that is not reliant on any of the things that you listed, right? A raise, winning the championship, the girl said yes, right? Whatever it might be. What we're trying to do is figure out how do we live a life that peace of mind is independent of what might be happening in our lives at that exact time. That's really hard to do. But I think that that's ultimately what we're trying to do.
Context independent peace of mind.
Yeah.
I love that. God, thank you for being so much smarter than me and taking the 10-minute ramp and putting it into five words.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's take one step backwards. So we talk about peace of mind. We've talked about the deathbed exercise. One of the things that has been certainly a through line in our conversations over the last few years is this idea or this phrase of chasing what truly matters. Where does that fit in, or how do we fit that piece of the puzzle into peace of mind?
Yeah. So we're going to get distracted. We talk about this a lot, right? We're going to get distracted if we don't take the time to figure out what truly matters to us. We're going to chase the things that we're distracted by the noise and all the distractions and society, parents, everything else that's been built into us. The capitalistic society, like our society says chase one thing, other societies say chase another. It's what we have to do is really figure out what truly matters. And to do this, we have to figure out our values. And values, it's such like it's the word like trust. It's like these big, like they've lost meaning at this point. Values mean what really matters to you. And not just like you have to do a little bit of work to figure out like on a deep, fulfilling level. Not it matters because, again, it felt good when I won the championship, so I got to make sure I win the championship again. Like what really matters to you. And that's when you come up with things like being honest.
Yeah.
Being honest, it's really hard in the moment, but it feels really good in the long term, right? So like honesty might be one of those things. Like integrity, like much harder to do the right thing, takes more effort, takes more energy, might not be understood by a lot of people, but in the long run, on your deathbed, how are you going to feel about that? Like, what are those things that are deeply, deeply, intrinsically bring you true fulfillment, true sense of self? And that's what we have, chasing what truly matters, not the thing that the next pull on the slot machine, the next drink, the next zero on the paycheck. But like what actually, like what we talk about is when you walk through your door every single day, whether it's at work or at home, when you walk through doors, what's the feeling you get? That's your life. It's a Jordan Peterson. You are not the 5 days in Jamaica sipping margaritas. That's not your life. You are every single day the feeling you get when you walk into your door after a hard day of work. The big thing here is like to chase what truly matters. You can't, it takes work. And this is where like we have to figure this out either through meditative practice, journaling, stillness, exploration, reading. Like this is not something that we are pre-programmed for. We're pre-programmed for the opposite. We're pre-programmed to just follow the tribe. The tribe has done this. The tribe says you going out in the wild and killing the wolf is the most important thing you could do as an adolescent. So okay, that's where you put all your, no one in today's society does that. But if you were a Spartan warrior, that is the thing. So it's like we have to do the work to figure out not what the tribe says, but intrinsically to me, what matters.
And is it safe to then connect those first two dots that we've laid out here? Peace of mind and what truly matters. What truly matters is what will lead to a life where at the end of your life, you will have peace, you will have calm, you will feel like you have done the things you were supposed to do.
Exactly right. So if you're thinking of like the honesty example, well, if you were dishonest to move up the corporate ladder at the end of your life, are you really going to have peace of mind? At the end of all days, when you're looking back, are you going to be proud? Are you going to have fulfillment? That word fulfillment means you have fulfilled your purpose. You have lived a full life. You have experienced a well-lived life, regardless of the length of it. The time that you were here, you did it in the most meaningful, best way that you possibly could. And that's where knowing your values, knowing your purpose, avoiding the noise, the long-term approach to this, the relationships, all the things that like chasing what matters, living authentically, not in pursuit of what other people, but you. That's kind of the crux of this whole thing.
So let's take one more step backwards then. We've got peace of mind. We've got chasing what truly matters. And now let's enter into the conversation where a lot of people, I think, find us and where we spend a lot of time, which is health. Where and why does health live in the line of succession between where we are today and where we're trying to get to in that peace of mind?
Health gives you freedom. So without health, it's going to be really challenging to sustain your energy, to have focus, to have the resilience required for anything else. So what we're trying to do is create the ability to meaningfully engage. And the saying that we've said before is, he with health can have 1,000 wishes, freedom. I can have 1,000 wishes. He without health has but just one wish. And obviously that is to be healthy. If you are in a hospital bed, how much freedom do you have to go and experience life on your terms? And let's say you define that as, I want to give back to others. I want to have meaningful relationships. I want to better the world. I want to live and have impact. If you're on your hospital bed, that is not an option. At least it's a much more challenging option, like in a hugely more challenging way. If you have health, you can then chase those things with a lot more vigor, with a lot more vitality, with a lot more impact.
It's a phrase that I love, which is that it puts you in the position to be an asset and not a burden.
You're the driver, not the passenger.
Yep.
You have the potential to make decisions instead of a lot of decisions being made for you. If you are basically incapacitated on your deathbed, you don't even necessarily have the choice of like when or what you eat. It's what's brought to you. It's like, obviously you don't have a decision in terms of how you're going to impact the world. So let's be the driver. Let's be the ones that can make the decisions.
Let's pause to say thanks to a few sponsors, and we'll be right back to the conversation. We're brought to you by Element, the electrolyte drink mix that helps you perform at your peak without any sugar or artificial ingredients. Head to drinkelement.com/excellence to get your free sample pack with any order. You know that feeling when you're dragging during your workout, or you hit that afternoon slump? That might be an electrolyte issue. Element gives you the essential electrolytes your body needs: sodium, potassium, and magnesium in the right ratios with zero sugar, and it's also very tasty. Whether you're an athlete following a keto diet or just want to feel your best, Element helps you stay hydrated and energized. Don't forget, you'll nab yourself a free Element sample pack with any order when you go to drinkelement.com/excellence. It's a great way to taste all their wonderful flavors. drinkelement.com/excellence. We're brought to you by Momentous, where winners don't make resolutions, they make commitments to excellence through proven supplements. Head to livemomentous.com. Use the code excellence for 20% off your order of science-backed NSF certified supplements. You see, while others are making resolutions that will break by February, high performers know that real change comes from consistent, intentional routines. That's why Momentous obsesses over quality, working with leading PhDs and research laboratories to create supplements that meet the standards of Olympic teams and professional leagues and lowly podcasters. Every batch is rigorously tested, ensuring you're getting exactly what's on the label. No mysterious proprietary blends or hidden ingredients. Whether your goal is peak performance, cognitive function, or simply living better for longer, Momentous provides the foundation with essentials like their premium protein and CreaPure creatine monohydrate. Start your year right at livemomentous.com and save 20% with the code excellence. We're brought to you by Defender, a family of vehicles reimagined for a new generation of explorers. You can explore the full Defender lineup at LandRoverUSA.com. You know that feeling when you're pushing beyond your comfort zone, reaching for something greater. That's exactly what the Defender was built for. From the nimble 90 to the spacious 130 with 8 seats, I tell you, each Defender brings together modern luxury and robust capability. With practical storage solutions and premium materials throughout, you'll adventure in comfort while maintaining that edge you need to keep pushing forward. You can explore the full Defender lineup by heading to LandRoverUSA.com. That's LandRoverUSA.com. Okay, now let's get back to the show. One more step backwards to the 5 factors of health, which we always say are the behaviors or the actions or the habits that we can put into practice every single day to build real health. Is that the next logical step backwards from, again, peace of mind, chase what truly matters, health in pursuit of freedom and fulfillment? Okay, now here's how we actually do that. Here's how we train, how we eat, how we think, how we sleep or rest, or how we connect.
Absolutely. So if we just think about kind of going back up, right? So if we decide that health is the pathway to freedom, and freedom gives you the opportunity to chase what truly matters, and chasing what truly matters is the thing that's going to lead to ultimate fulfillment, peace of mind. Cool. Then let's define what health is.
Yep.
Health is a function of 10 different components, 5 of which are more a function of luck, and 5 are a function of your daily behaviors. Those ones that are a function of luck are your DNA, your genetics. If everyone in your family has had cancer, the chance of you having cancer go up. That's unlucky. The next one is your age. If you're 18, the chance of you having better health than if you are 88 is massively bigger. So just your age, uncontrollable. Your access to high quality health care. So if you live in Boston, surrounded by the best hospitals in the world, your chances of being healthy are much, much better than if you live in Rwanda or a third world country and you contract some disease, which leads us to a next one, which is exposure to toxins, poisons, viruses. You grew up in a house with radon or lead poisoning, something like that. And the last one is kinetic or accidents.
Yep.
A tree fell on your head and you're brain dead. You got in a car accident and you're paralyzed from the waist down. Those are the 5 that are essentially outside of your control. Those that are inside of your control are the ones we really want to focus on. Now, you could move and you could get better access to high quality health care. You could take care of your environment, like all those things for sure. But the ones this is what gets us down to, if we kind of think about the domino effect, this gets us to the conversations we have all the time. And this is why we have these conversations, is we're looking for that high level of proactive health, right? Resilient health, which is a function of how you train. And I use the word train, not move, not exercise. It's how you train. It's how you eat, how you sleep. Those 3 now are kind of commonplace in the vernacular. Everyone's kind of like, I understand, which is new. We fail to realize no one was having the sleep conversation 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It was the exact opposite. We thought it was a badge of honor to be someone that was busy and didn't sleep a lot. Now we look at that as like, that's insane. Like it's so detrimental to your health. Similar to that is the health movement in terms of training exercise is really new. As new as like the 80s. Health clubs didn't even exist in the 60s. It wasn't a thing. Jogging became a popular pastime in the 70s, and health clubs were on the heels of that in the 80s. Now, people accept it as like, yeah, well, of course you got to exercise to be healthy. So again, how you exercise, how you train, how you eat, obvious one, how you sleep. The ones that aren't quite as obvious are really broken into 2 categories that really have to do with psychological, emotional, and mental stress. And that is how you think. So your, as Chris Irwin would say, your mind fitness. And then the last one being connections. That is connections with yourself, understanding your purpose, your passion, your values, and lining your line up.
What truly matters.
What truly matters. Exactly. Yeah. So that's important, obviously, but also connection with other people. And then lastly, nature. Like this is just a big one that, if we take those last, I would say 4, your mental health, how you connect with yourself, others, nature, those are the ones that are not in the conversations just yet. If you go to the doctors, a good doctor now will talk to you about exercise, sleep, and nutrition. Very few of them are talking about the other ones. They might talk about stress, but they're going to talk to you in terms of like work and only work. Are you stressed at work?
Yep.
But those are the other ones that matter a lot. And that's, if we're to frame up the totality of health, it's those 10 things. But let's pay attention to the 5 that are inside of our circle of influence.
And let's do first principles or first dominoes of each one of those categories, because there are multiple things we can do inside of each one of those, but we've also narrowed in on the most important actions, the most important habits.
I would just lay it out as a prescription.
Yep.
It's a 1 sentence per pillar, and it is train 5 to 6 times per week. Eat real foods, sleep 8 hours, think like a warrior, and connect with yourself, others, and nature. And then from there, you get to like, okay, what do we mean by training 5 or 6 days a week? When we say sleep 8 hours, what do we mean by sleep? That sounds so weird, but what do we mean by sleep 8 hours? Well, that means sleep. It means you need to give yourself probably a sleep opportunity. It's lights out to lights on of 9 hours, real food. What do we mean by real food? That means that it's probably a single ingredient food that exists in nature, and we get kind of down the pipeline of what do we mean by think like a warrior. It's not like I want to go and kill somebody. It's in our paradigm of not like a victim, not like a pessimist, not like an optimist, hopefully more like a realist, and we can strive to think more like a warrior, somebody that actually looks forward to challenges. And then connect, we kind of let's lean into the other ones of connect with yourself, others, and nature.
And those are the conversations that we have often, is the practicality of it. Because it's I mean, I don't know how many conversations we could have on peace of mind, because ultimately they all come down to, well, how do I get it? And hopefully what we just did was lay out, well, here's how you get it. It's not a 30-day challenge, right? It's not something you can put on as a SMART goal, but it is the lifelong pursuit of excellence. In our definition is take it from the daily towards the thing that we're all trying to get to, which is a life where we feel like we've done what we came here to do. First, figure out what that thing is, and then figure out how to actually put things into place so that we can move ourselves from where we are to that place, and we'll be fulfilled when we get there.
So figure out what it is we need to do, put them into place, and do them on a daily basis. That's the framework that we have of awareness, intention, and action. Figure it out.
Let's wrap out on that. Yeah.
Figure it out, right? That's what we're trying to do here, is lay out the framework. If we're trying to all search for peace of mind, it's kind of crazy, but this whole thing starts with the 5-factor prescription. So what is that thing we're looking for? It's not that we're looking for to be better gymers. I don't want to be better at the gym.
Yeah.
That's like, I just want to this is not about being good at the gym. This is the framework. This is the awareness that being better in the gym, being disciplined with your nutrition, sleeping well, having the daily practice of mental fitness to be able to handle hard things, and doing the work to figure out what truly matters to you, building these really strong relationships, and getting outside into sunlight, into nature, is the thing that's going to give you health. And if you have that health, you now have the freedom to chase what truly matters. If you chase what truly matters, you will have fulfillment, or at least a better chance of it, on your deathbed. This is like the begin with the end in mind, the awareness, the intention, strategies, frameworks, and tactics to be able to achieve, to be able to put them into action on a daily basis to get to where you want to be.
Thank you very much for tuning into the show. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening or watching so you do not miss another episode. For more frameworks and daily practices, visit chasingexcellence.email. And don't forget to tap the link in the show notes for today's full listener guide, where we break down the key ideas and provide actionable steps to help you put them into practice. Until next time, keep building health, finding freedom, and living with your heart on fire.